Hello, everybody. My name is Chris Swenor, the CEO of Reach, and this is the November update. It was about a week after, and I'm actually in a hotel room, so it's not the normal scene that you're normally in. And it was awesome seeing so many of you in New York City for NFT NYC, and then down in Florida at the Tampa Bay Blockchain Expo, I think is what it was called. But it was great seeing you all, and we'll get on to the update. Start with the actual product releases, the product updates. We actually did quite a few releases this month. I believe we're up to 1.6 release candidate 4. We did 1, 2, 3, and then 4 this month. And the main things that came out is, as all of you know, the AVM on Algorand 1.0 came out last month, I believe, and we have started integrating all of the great features of that. We've integrated actually most of the important ones, and we're now gearing up for 1.1 that should be coming out pretty soon. We are making great progress on the Apple M1. A lot of you have those fancy new supercomputers on your desktop, and we are working very hard to make sure that Reach works on that. There was a little bit of issues with the Haskell compiler to make sure that we work through all of that and make sure it's a very smooth, clean process for you. And definitely have it for you completed in early December. I say that now, knock on wood. Hopefully completed. So we brought in Tim as a developer last month. If you remember correctly, he's a mobile specialist focusing on mobile. And one of the things that he's been doing is converting all of the tutorials into React Native tutorials. So the idea is that all of our web-based Reach applications can be used in React Native as well for mobile applications. He's recently completed the last step of the tutorial, and he fixed some issues that came up. Android, I guess, reacts to big numbers, which is a type of number, a big number, if you will. And we fixed through that. And we've also been working on improving our VS Code extension. VS Code is an IDE that a large majority of the users use, and we're improving, make sure that runs smoother, gives better tool tips, and working hard on that. Moving on to the API. This is one of the features that I've been screaming about for a while that I can't wait to have. So the API feature in Reach is now available. What the API does is it allows for participants to actually enter into a contract without having to be there through the entire length of the contract. Giving you a real example, that's a lot of mumbo jumbo, but what this allows for is, for example, in the AMM that we're building, the swap functionality would be a API call now that allows you as a swapper just to come in, make the actual call to a function, get the swap, and then get out. And it's a super, super powerful feature that really opens the doors to many different applications that we've been wanting to actually our users to create with Reach. So that is now out. We have onto continuous integration. We have decreased the build time for the dev portal. You might say, what dev portal? This is the thing I've been talking about for a while, is increasing the user experience, the developer experience of our dev portal. Now we can build it in 20 seconds. So hopefully you're going to see the release this month, and I'm really excited for that. The Vinny, our DevOps person, is continuously improving our entire build cycle, the build system, and it's working much faster, removing a lot of redundancies. It's also actually shrinking the size of the Reach app or the Reach compiler on your computer. So he's been doing a lot of great jobs there. Now onto the compiler. So I already told you about the API improvement, but now we actually do a static analysis to determine which view. That was the previous great functionality that we built in that allows for anybody to view the state of an application without being a participant. But now what we've done is we've added a static analysis in to say, hey, you're not using this function appropriately. please don't do that anymore or change it to actually really make sure that you build more secure, better applications. We now have the ability to call functions from within reach, from outside of reach. So this is more for the composability side of things. So if a application outside of reach wants to actually call a reach application, now there is the call function to be able to to uh, to actually be able to use that. Okay, I just got a little zoom across my screen to see what that was. We've we've actually improved the Solidity code itself to be to make conflicts faster and verify faster as well. I'll talk about that in a little bit. But and we've also added the way to customize when you actually mint a token within Reach. Now you can actually be able to customize how many decimal points you want that. So you added that functionality. Improve the warnings and errors for the compiler, so it's more specific exactly why the compiler is erroring. Oh, so this is a great feature in the actual build process, or actually the initialization process of your Reach application. We are adding the ability to create multiple initialization templates. This allows for a faster creation of applications, and like if you're working on specific versions of Reach, you can use the correct initialization based off the version that you're working on. Moving on to a few miscellaneous product updates. This is one that a lot of our Algorand developers have been asking for a long time. It has the ability now to set your default compiler, so you no longer have to put it in the environment variable to determine which compiler you want to, or what you want to output to. You just set it once, it defaults it, and now you can just do reach run, reach compile all of the Reach commands, and it will automatically work to the default environment that you care about. I mentioned the developer portal being much faster than before. We're knocking on the door of that launching. My goal is that it's going to come out this month, and you're going to be able to see quite a few new tutorials. You're going to see a much better developer flow. So you have a good path of beginner to expert to know exactly what to work on to learn things. We've added a RPC server integration for .NET C#. That's one of the, so far we've done, I think, Python and Go, and then we have a JavaScript RPC, and now we have a C#. We did this because of Unity, making sure that for people that want to build games and connect them to blockchain, they have the ability to connect to the RPC server, which .NET C#. Another one of the major things that developers have been asking for is a better debugger. So we brought in a new employee that I'll talk about a bit, Dr. Chike Abua, to focus purely on the debugger. And his entire schooling was focused on building and actually reasoning about programming languages. And he's coming in to build out the debugger system so it's much easier to figure out what you're building, understand what's happening, and just make the developer experience that much better. All right, so those are all of the great features for what the developers put out. Now on to the business side. We're getting to a point now where, so I'm going to give just a shout out to big projects that are building on Reach. I'm sure you've heard quite a few of these names. They're all like my precious children now, because building and making the entire community ecosystem better. But a shout out to XBacked, Dequency, Zone, Lando, NFT Jam, Humble DAO, Game Jam Protocol, Polynize, and Headline is building a like a Web 2.0 bridge tool as well. So thank you all, companies out there. You guys are all amazing, and I can't wait to see the projects launch. There's a few more that I'm not really allowed to actually say it, but hopefully next month I can give them a big shout out. We've hired 2 new team members. First, Nina, who is our head of design. She just recently sent out a tweet, and I retweeted it. She's starting to interview people about the the use cases of the products that we're releasing. So the Humble DAO, and then of course, Game Jam Protocol. I really get a good idea of how you yourselves would use the product to make sure we build the best product there is. And then of course, like I said earlier, Dr. Chike Abua, who is focusing purely on security and then debugging. We are still hiring. We're hiring a director of DeFi. So if you have a great experience in the DeFi space and project or product management, and would like to run our DeFi specialty products, please apply. We'd love to actually talk to you and find the best person out there. We're also hiring a director of learning, a head of community, a senior tech writer, and a JavaScript software engineer. So if you're any of those things, please apply, and we'll be happy to talk to you. Actually, I don't know if we're hiring a director for learning more, but that might be a little old. But yeah, anyway, so all those other ones, please apply. Now, for the community side of things, you might have saw us quite a bit. First, we actually started off, and we I'm getting a lot of notifications. I need to turn that off next time. We started the bounty hack that's focused on Africa. That has kicked off. I believe we had over 200 people sign up for it, and the projects are making great progress. On the 28th, Jay gave the keynote for Comp 42. On November 2nd, I gave a workshop at NFT NYC. On the 3rd, we hosted a party at NFT NYC. We actually rented out a barcade, and we played a lot of games and ate some good food and met some great people. On the 5th, I went from New York straight down to Florida to give a talk on a panel down at the Florida Bitcoin and Blockchain Summit. And on the 10th, so this morning, Jay gave a talk to Hacker Earth to onboard many developers for that hackathon. Those are stuff that happened in the last month. What's still happening is that the one I'm really excited for is Decipher at the end of this month. And as you all know, it's the Algorithms Big Conference. We're going to be down there. I believe we're bringing 13 people right now, including myself and Jay. And we'll both be down there. Now to monthly acknowledgments. Every month, our team wants to shout out to other team members to say, hey, great job. So this month we have quite a few, so must have did some great things. Starting off, we have a acknowledgments to Matt Hagen, who's focusing on building the developer portal, and he was nominated by Michael. He's really read here that Michael really appreciates all of the work that's going into the dev portal, and is really kind of doing a good job standing it up and building from scratch. And there's a lot of Matt shows up a lot of improvement every week, and he's doing a great job. Next, Michael also shouted out Ivan. Ivan is our developer evangelist that lives over in China. He's been running quite a few developer community workshops over there by himself, and he's been doing it completely kind of by himself, asking for our help, of course, but he's the one establishing everything and really kind of making them all happen. Shanti decided to give a shout out to Nina. As you know, she just started, but she started while we were all gone, and she was able to actually get up and going and kind of onboard herself, because pretty much myself, Shanti, many of us were off having fun in New York, and so she had to actually kind of onboard herself. So great job, Nina. Then Shanti also is shouting out Brandon. So Brandon, I'm sure you're watching this. So Shanti says, great job. Brandon is managing one of the most important teams to the acquisition, and is managing many different aspects of it. So he's kind of spreading himself very thin, but doing a great job there. And then finally, Shanti shouting out Stefania, who also was with us in New York City, and she's doing a great job with the bounty hack system, and she's one of the main reasons why that is going so well. So Shanti gave a shout out to you as well, Steph. So next month, that is everything. Great month. But next month, we're going to finish implementing all of the AVM 1.0 features. Hopefully, AVM 1.1 might come out next month, before the next time, and we can start integrating some of those. We're going to implement the new functionality for the Apple's M1 chip. We're going to be down in Decipher, so we all see you all there. And the developer portal should be up and running and help bring on more of the developers. So thank you once again, all of the community members. If you didn't exist, we wouldn't exist. So we really appreciate everything that you do and everything that you add to this community. And if you have any questions, I'm gonna jump on a Twitter Spaces after this, I think tonight at some point. Or if you can't catch that, I'm always on Discord, so you can always shoot me out a message. So thank you everybody so much, and talk to you soon.